Hi, I'm Christine. I go to Shoreline Community College, and today I'm going to show you how to obtain an IR reading. First of all, I'm going to pull out some salt plates. You'll find them in this cupboard down here in the desiccator. Alright, so this is our desiccator, and here's the desiccant down here, and inside is our salt plates. This lid around the rim has vacuum grease, and so we can't really lift the lid up and off the lid. You're just going to slide it off. You can't lift it straight up, you just have to slide it off, and here are the salt plates, and then you're going to add your lid back on. Alright, so now I'm going to talk to you about the salt plates. So this particular one has, let's see here, a broken salt plate. This one is very cloudy, and if you have that, you might want to clean it or you don't want to use that one. And then this one is looks like it's been pitted, so you don't want to use that. Alright, so I picked a clean salt plate, and we're going to do a thin film method. So first of all, what I'm going to do with the salt plate, the clean one, is I'm going to do a background scan, and what it will do is get rid of any carbon dioxide or any atmospheric, remove any contaminants. Alright, so here's our holder, and I have a red light, and you're going to want to make sure you put your salt plate flush against this. So. And then you'll close the compartment door. Alright, so I'm going to press background, and then I'm going to press scan. And then I'm going to make sure it's 16 scans. And right here is our carbon dioxide, and this will show, and typically it will show even from the previous person that used it, and that's just all it is, background scan. You definitely know it's background scan because you'll see the y-axis in energy. Alright, so now when it says ready, what you'll see is the background scan is, you'll actually see a previous scan, and you'll actually see a %T now. So no time before it says ready, but when it actually says ready, you're able to open up the compartment door and remove your salt plate, getting ready to add your compound. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to add your compound on the plate. First of all, you're going to make a saturated solution, and I would take a micro spatula. So you only need a very small amount of your compound. And in order to make a saturated solution, you're going to want to put it in with something like chloroform, and chloroform is known carcinogen, so you're going to want to make sure that you work under good ventilation. And I'm going to open up the bottle, stock bottle, I'm going to pour it in a beaker. And it even has a label, chloroform. It's good. And then you'll just need only a few drops because saturated solution just has leftover solid in there. And then here I can see leftover solid. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get that with the pasteur pipette. I'm going to take my salt plate. I'm going to add maybe 1 to 2 drops. I'm going to move it around a little bit, and it'll create like a very thin film layer. That's why we call it thin film. Alright, and you're expecting to see a little bit of thin film, like so. I'm going to open up the compartment door. I'm going to place it back on the holder, the salt plate, that is, and flush up against, and then I'm going to make sure that red light shows through. And if it doesn't, then that probably means that it's too thick, your compound on there, so you would probably want to dilute it, but it looks like we're okay. So I close the compartment door, and now I'm ready to do a scan. Make sure it says 16, and then it does, so I can press X. Alright, so while it's scanning, it'll tell you what the amount of time you have for that. So you can move your spectra up or down, and you can stretch it out. Or not, you can pull it back in as well. Wow, is that too much? Alright, so you want your spectra to be full page. You want it to look very similar to this. You don't want any clipping. So I'm going to show you how to scale it and everything with the arrows here. So pushing the down arrow actually moves the spectra down, and as you can see, this is clipped. It can get really extreme. Up here, if I push it too far up, here's the up arrow. It will make the spectra go up. You can get it to do something like that, but you just want it kind of like how I originally had it. And do what you gotta do, and you can make the peaks bigger like that, and see there I clipped it, so I can pull it back. And then you can do side to side if you need to. And you can push it in more. To get a full page graph, you want to press plot. If you only press print, you'll actually get a quarter of a page graph. So we have a printer, but the printer thinks it's a plotter, so that's why you're going to press plot. Alright, so after you get your graph out of the printer, now you can do Shift Peak Table, and you can either press print corresponding to this gray key up here, or you can press execute corresponding to this gray key here, and then print down here. So in this case, I'm just going to choose this one. Alright, so now I'm going to remove it and clean it, the salt plate. Make sure you close the compartment door. Alright, so now I'm ready to clean it, and you will clean it with chloroform. Just be aware that the salt plates tend to slip right out of your fingers if you aren't careful, and they will literally snap in half. So I have my beaker of chloroform that I made earlier. I just got a clean pasture pipette. And you just do it over a Kim wipe, or you can do it over a waste beaker. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you get the salt plate nice and clean. No thin film still on there. So the next person uses it. Alright, so here's the clean salt plate. And just make sure to put it back in the desiccator when you're finished. And that's how we take an IR.